Hello, everyone. Welcome to Clarity 16.1.3 Supportability and Feature Training. My name is Dave Sprague. In this section, we will review updates to Clarity's out-of-the-box OKR management solution, objectives and key results. And we'll also cover other new platform Clarity updates delivered in this release, but in the context of OKRs. So what's new? In the context of the continued work in the Advanced Visualization Initiative, Clarity is introducing a hierarchy for objectives, which also includes the parent attribute. In addition, Canvas support is now available for objectives, including tables and chart widgets. This release also includes an option for OBS security on objectives. Custom sub-objects are now supported for objectives. To-dos are now supported for key results, and this release includes pre-configured or out-of-the-box display mappings for the OKR attributes in terms of the objective confidence score and progress attributes and the key result progress attribute. So what other platform capabilities are new but are related to OKRs, but covered in more detail in other sessions? First, in this release, we're introducing a hierarchical or nested objectives and key results grid view. This is a generic capability, kind of a platform capability available for custom objects and objective workspaces in this release. It will be expanded to other areas over time. And an optional help text attribute is now available on all blueprints, which is intended to provide end users with additional instructions or guidance. Think of it as a tooltip on steroids. Finally, the create from template capability has been extended to objectives, in addition to agreements and custom objects. So, as I mentioned, these features will be covered in more depth in the training sessions noted in this table, but also cover these three features briefly and also demonstrate them in this session, but in the context of OKRs. So why is this important? The out-of-the-box objective workspace, first introduced in 16.1.2, provides a framework for continuous improvement in terms of additional new capabilities and, more importantly, improved visualization, including powerful capabilities that are currently available in other workspaces, ensure a positive user experience and increased adoption opportunities for this new OKR workspace. Based on customer feedback and priorities, the product team will continue to invest in this area for several quarters to come. So, what's changed? First up, Clarity is introducing a hierarchy for objectives. With this release, Clarity now has two hierarchy types: investment, which has been available up until now and continues to be available, and the new type is for objectives. With the new objective hierarchy, a new standard blueprint is included out of the box, as well as supporting the ability to associate out of the box and custom sub-objects as modules. In keeping with investment hierarchies, the objective hierarchies provides capabilities having been previously delivered, such as tree, timeline, and grid views, and then content aggregation using metrics and widgets. In order to automatically generate a tree view, objectives are also now objectives also now include the parent attribute to define relationships between objectives. Also, as with the investment hierarchy, save views are shared between all investment hierarchies. The same applies to objective hierarchies, where save views are shared between all objective hierarchies. But objective hierarchy views are not shared between investment hierarchy views and vice versa. When viewing the hierarchy blueprint listing from the grid view, both investment and hierarchy blueprints have a type listed as hierarchy. In order to distinguish between an investment hierarchy and an objective hierarchy blueprint from this blueprint listing, Clarity has introduced an object field on the blueprint list grid You can use this field to distinguish an investment hierarchy blueprint from an objective hierarchy blueprint. Driving down into the objective workspace, Canvas capability has been extended to objectives. The canvas aggregates out-of-the-box and custom sub-object information for each objective. Out-of-the-box and custom sub-objects serve as target objects for number tile, progress ring, pie chart, bar chart, and table widgets available on the canvas. In addition, the objective canvas also supports layouts for 4, 6, and 8 column configuration, and saved views can be used to tailor the information based upon the audience. Because of the potential benefits that leaders can realize from effective OKR management, there's often multiple lenses required to filter OKRs to just those that are applicable to a given group, since not all groups contribute to all OKRs. Selecting the board view as an example, as a board view as an example, enables users to view from different perspectives, such as owner with an added department OBS filter, to display only those objectives applicable to a given group or department. You can see the selected department shows objectives are applicable only to Cheryl, Peter, Ian, and Deborah. Clarity provides powerful security to only display objectives applicable to a given group or department. Since objectives as a studio object, objectives have been enhanced so that the administrator can now create custom sub-objects. Once configured, objective custom sub-objects are available in blueprints and can be configured to be available in the hierarchy as a module and, of course, objectives as a module. This image is an example of a custom sub-object named contributors and is configured via blueprint to be displayed in the flyout. To-dos are now supported for key results. This image is an example of the key results module within the to-dos workspace. In this example, group by level 1 is the objective, group by level 2 is the key result, with each associated to-do positioned on the right side of the listing. Of course, to-dos are available from the key results module associated with a selected objective as well, but this is an example of how one would view key results in the to-dos workspace. In order to reach parity with the previously available OKR cookbook approach, this release includes updating selected OKR attributes, display mappings, and those values to be configured and shipped out of the box. We updated the confidence score and progress attributes for the objective object and the progress attribute for the key results object. This table shows the out-of-the-box display mapping values. Note there's a minor discrepancy with the key results progress value, which is different from the others, which of course can be altered by the administrator, but from an out-of-the-box perspective, we're going to address this in the next release. There are 3 other new platform capabilities related to OKRs, but covered in other sessions. First is a hierarchical or nested objectives and key results grid. As I mentioned, this is a new platform capability initially available for the custom object and objectives workspace grid, the grid view, and will be expanded to other workspaces over time. Once this view is enabled, the objective will have an added capability to expand to show its associated key results. Simply invoke the toggle to collapse the view and hide the associated key results. Each level can have their own unique columns. For example, in this view, the key results is configured to show columns for name, unit of measure, start, current and target values, and progress, which are different from the columns in use for objective. I'll demonstrate how the column configuration works once we get to the demo. So how is that view enabled? There is a new view option menu toggle to show nested sub-objects. Simply select the sub-object to display, such as key results, and the hierarchical objectives and key results grid view is enabled. As a reminder, for additional information, refer to the Usability Grid Enhancements training topic. An optional help text attribute is now available on all blueprints, providing end users with additional instruction or guidance. From the administration perspective, the upper left image, the help text attribute is unique because it can be used multiple times in a single blueprint. It can be positioned in multiple locations within a single blueprint as well. The administrator uses drag and drop tools to position and then inputs instructions or guidance using the rich text formatting tools, including that of images and links to source systems. From the end user perspective on the lower right, in the context of the objective, help text information is displayed as guidance to help develop that objective. The content is read-only, except for the optional interactive links, which can provide access to supporting tools if needed. And again, as a reminder, if you want additional information on this area, refer to the administration blueprints training topic. The create from template capability has been extended to objectives. And oh, by the way, in addition to agreements and custom objects, new attributes are introduced for objective objects. The template attribute is used to define a specific objective instance as a template. Once a new objective is created from template, then the originating template is populated with the respective template information. The objective create from template requires a new access right which is introduced, in addition to the existing objective create access right. Users with this new access right will see the New from Template button within the objectives grid and board view. This is an example of a user with the Create from Template access right only. In other words, that plus button for the quick add is not enabled. Creating a new objective from template will copy the second level objects such as key results and configured custom sub-objects, and third level sub-objects such as target and actual value from that template. The last piece of functionality is the ability to define blueprint specific required fields for a newly created objectives. And you can leverage the business rules capability for that. And again, as a reminder, for additional information on this topic, refer to the administration blueprint training topic. Okay, let's move on to the demonstration. And we've got quite a few things to run through here. We'll look at the new objective hierarchy. We'll look at the objective canvas. We'll use OBS security for objectives. We'll look at custom sub-objects for objectives. We'll manage key results for to-dos. We'll just quickly have you recognize the out of the box display mappings for the selected OKR attributes. We will configure the objectives hierarchical grid view. We will use the objective create from template flow and configure the objective help text attribute. So let's get into that right now. We are going to start here at the hierarchy list view. I'm in the hierarchy workspace, and this is my list of hierarchies. And you can see the type column here. There is a new one here, a new type for objective. We'll go into this particular hierarchy in just a minute. But if just quickly, I'll do the plus button here to create a new hierarchy. And you'll see here, there's a new type option for objective. Pretty straightforward. All right, let's delete that. And let's go back into the FY23 OKR hierarchy. So we're landing on the tree view. There are 8 items here. You can see that I've got them constructed in terms of like a level 1 value stream, level 2 product line, and level 3 product, right? I'm using the parent attribute to do this, and the parent attribute is set from within the OKR workspace. What I want to do now is I want to import some additionals. Now I'm in an objective hierarchy, and so when I say import, I will only see objectives. At this point, this particular area is limited to a tree view or a grid view or timeline view of objectives only. We'll talk about what kind of future direction in a moment. So I'm going to pick this guy right here, and I'm going to say add. Now that one shows up down here. What I want to do now is, just like other hierarchy functions, is auto import the children. And this is the area that's now been updated. I'll kind of zoom in a little bit here on this area. And you can see I've got a value stream, product line, and 2 products. So I've added 4 more with this, add the first node of the tree and then the import children. I've added 4 more. So I have now 12 items here. So this is very consistent with the investment hierarchy approach. But let's go to the grid view. And you can see the hierarchy levels is here as an attribute, and the parent information is also presented here. I can go to this is just the objectives listing, and you notice that there's multiple types. This is just a custom lookup that I created for the purposes of our demonstration here, to show off the different levels of objectives that can be created. So here's our T results module. Again, this is all these were configured via the blueprint, which we'll visit in just a moment. But I'm going to the key results. I'm going to group by objective name. So now we have an area where I can look at all of the key results associated with the objectives in a single area. Obviously I can expand these areas and see now the key results names associated with the objective. So that's your standard capabilities available there, and this is a out of the box sub-object. You'll see lessons learned here. This is a custom sub-object. So now, any sub-objects, including custom sub-objects that are associated with the master object objectives, can be viewed and looked at in this aggregated view in hierarchies. So this is a standard custom sub-object with various attributes that I've created in Studio. You can see here when I go into the columns, I have access to these 3 different objects. Next, the canvas capability is also available in the context of hierarchies and in the context of our objective discussion. You can see here I'm in the read-only mode, or I should say in a view mode, and there's various text areas, bar charts, ring charts, table charts, including a table widget for objectives and a table widget for key results. If I go ahead and click configure, you get your standard experience where you can bring in the various attributes associated with the objectives. And if I want, I could bring over, another table widget. And I do this to show that the target objects are those that are associated with the objective and the various sub-objects that have been configured. And again, lessons learned being a custom one. And then, of course, there's properties, audit, and conversations that are standard things that are available. I'll just click done here to come back to our main view. So how did I configure all that real quick? Let's go into blueprints in the administration area. And I am now looking at a collection of hierarchies. You can see in the blueprint list view, there's the type, right? These are all hierarchies, but there's a new attribute available in the name of object. And now you can see objective and investment. So this now helps me differentiate the different hierarchies in terms of objective and investment. And you can also see that there's out of the box, we have our standard investment hierarchy, which a default has been set up already. And there's also the standard um, objective hierarchy blueprint. So these both ship with the system now. And obviously I copied it and created a default. So let's go into that objective hierarchy. I'll go into the edit mode. Standard capabilities here, and I'll go into modules. I'll click on dashboard for a second, and you can see, I've named this dashboard, right? You can name it whatever you want. And these are just the different objects and mainly the master and sub objects that are available to be in content available through the dashboard. Let's go back to the hierarchy one more time. And I'll go into our OKR management one and look at key results. I basically want to look at I want to look at my achieve 5 reference customers here for the recently introduced solution. If I go to my details panel, I can see to-dos. I'll kind of position that at the bottom, if you will. Now these are, this is an example of to-dos, at least in the hierarchy workspace, that are aggregated up and you have access to them. We'll go ahead and show the to-dos there. And there's another one here related to our improve our net promoter score. You can also see a set of to-dos that are there. That one is not showing up as I expected. Okay, let's go back to our objectives, and I'll go to our tree view. The thing I wanted to comment here on the future is right now this is a collection of objectives, right? Parent-child or different levels of objectives. Our next thing that we're looking at is the ability to bring in key results into this area, as well as associated investments that may be in place to achieve an objective. So for now, in this release, this is a collection of objectives. All right, let's dive deeper into the objective area, and we will take a look at the objective workspace. I'm coming to my view here, my value stream listing, and I'm going to go into this particular objective. And you can see I have a dashboard canvas, if you will. I've named it dashboard, that's been configured by Blueprint. So you can see here there's a number of attributes that are brought in specific for this objective. Again, this is a specific objective and its dashboard. So this is aggregating content for this specific dashboard, unlike the hierarchy, whose canvas displays information for multiple objectives. So I've got various attributes here. I've got various bar charts and ring charts and table widgets for key results and lessons learned. All right, let's go into the configure mode. And what I'd like to do is bring over a description field and just kind of size that appropriately for our users. I'm going to go ahead and remove the value stream widget and replace that with confidence score widget. And just as another example, I'll show that here's a table widget I can bring over. And again, the target objects are those that are underneath the objective. In this case, we have 2 sub objects. So I just want to be aware of that. I'll go ahead and click continue. I'll go ahead and click done. to come back to our finished state, notice I've got my description in place now and the confidence score. From here, we've got our export to PDF function. In interest of time, where was it? Downloads. I have my download right here, download, and I can bring up our PDF for that I can be, using to share with other constituents and help them better understand where we are with this objective. I'll go ahead and close that out. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about objective security, OBS security. I'll go back to the objective listing and I will grab our department OBS attribute. I'll make a little more room here and get rid of these two, and I'll expand this. And now we have the capability to secure objectives. From a user experience perspective, I simply come in and grab one of the nodes and I'm done. So this capability was available using the custom master object or CMO cookbook approach, and it's available now with the out-of-the-box objectives. In addition, once you're doing that, I can use my OBS filtering as well to filter content and set particular views based on my audience or my particular needs. Okay, so let's talk about custom sub-objects. Since I'm here in my, I'll go to my value stream listing. I'm right here. I'll go into this, our favorite Accelerate Company Solution Adoption. And you can see here my modules that have been configured across. I can just go in and click on that module and I see my lessons learned that I can just add with the appropriate access rights. I can add and edit, whatnot. And various columns, depending on how creative we are with our attributes, they would all be here for use. And of course, I have export to CSV. And then I'll just show you that we're using the wrap text attribute to make this information kind of fit nicely on the page. All right, let's talk about key results and to-dos. So let's go back to our key results module while we're here. I can highlight this guy and the flyout is configured to show at the bottom here. And you can see the to-dos that are associated with this. I'll go ahead and mark this one complete since it's already past the date and I know that Cheryl completed it. I'll, on this, I can click another one and I see another set of to-dos. That's all good. Oops, I want to mark that one complete. And this is, of course, the individual objective and the different key results that are associated with that single objective, and then the to-dos associated with those. So it's a nice view. There's other ways to see to-dos. As you know, there's a to-do workspace. So let's go to here to this to-do workspace. You'll notice right off there's a new key results module here. This is not something that can be configured since to-dos, so to speak, does not have a blueprint. So that's just a new module there to show off key results. I can open the column panel and I can see the multiple objects that are supported here. I have to-dos, key results, and objectives. I'll go into the objective area and grab the name attribute. This just tells me, okay, well, what objectives are these key results related to? It looks like they're all associated with the same objective, same single objective. So there's also a way to see key results from within the Alt tab. Now I'll expand the filter here. I'm looking at current user, but the default filters are here and they're set to yes for active investment and no for template. With these filters, with the default filters, you're not going to see any key results for to-dos for any key results. So to resolve that, we just select this to all and select this to all. I'll go ahead and add a couple more people here to the full so I can see the key results here. Um, and you can start to see here's my related to type key results. I can also add a filter if I want related to type, and I would pick key result, and that'll filter it down further, right? So these are to-dos for these individuals that are associated with key results. So that's good. So now let's switch gears and talk about the color mapping. I'll go back to that's now out of the box. I'll back to the listing here of our objectives. The confidence score and progress, these are now color mapped, or they're configured with their various color mappings out of the box. In previous release, it was not. Of course, you can go change these to whatever you want. Likewise, in the key results, we've also set the progress attribute here. It's pre-configured out of the box with its mapping. And of course, you can change those to be whatever you want based on your organization's needs. So yeah, in the prior release, you had to set these yourself. Now they're out of the box. All right, let us switch gears and talk about 3 platform features that are available, but in the context of OKRs. So the first is there's a new feature for custom master objects and objectives, and it's this hierarchical or a nested grid. And so we're going to cover that in the context of OKRs. So I'm going to first I have a view, a save view with this. It kind of exposes the capabilities. And I've got, my objectives now, and there's a caret to expand and open up the sub-object, right? So how did I turn this on? Well, I'll go back to our main listing here without that, and I'll come in, and there's a view option here for show nested sub-objects. And once I toggle that on, it gives me option to, well, which ones do you want to see? So we're going to choose key results. So you can see that just added the caret and whatnot, and added, since this was a fresh view, it just put in name and ID for the columns for the key results. The key benefit here is you can have unique columns for, in this case, the objective, and another set of columns for the key results. So how do I set that? Well, there's a new configuration option here to set the columns for the key results. And once you do that, it impacts all the different levels. So let's go back to my listing here, which is nice because it remembers what we were just looking at. And it's already pre-configured, right? There's a save view, so it's got the unit of measure, progress, start, current, target value for the key results, which are in fact different from the objective level. So I can expand these, right, and just look at all the different key results. Okay, so that is a really powerful new capability that is a general platform, again, for objectives and key results. And it also is available for custom master objects as well. This will be expanded to other areas over the coming PIs. And again, if you want some more information on this particular feature, go to the administration blueprint training topic. Another platform capability is related to the create from template capability. So you see projects, the end user has a new from template. So in the context of objectives and key results, we've extended that to, we've extended the create from template feature to objectives, as well as agreements and custom master objects. But let's just talk here in the context of OKRs. So first thing I want to do is go over to resources. I'm going to look for Ian. I will then look at his rights, and basically where we're just going to go set and add that new right. There's a new access right. Yep. Now there's the create from template right that's new, And we've already got the objective create right. We're not going to take that one away, but we're going to go ahead and add the objective create. So I do need to log out for it to take effect. Okay, so now we're going to come back into objectives, go over to the objective workspace, and you'll see the new from template button available to me. Now notice I still have the plus button here to quickly add something. This can be removed, right? You can take away that right if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and add now with that new permission, new capability comes template. I want to tag something as a template, and then I want to be able to see the originating template. So I'll do that, and I want to go ahead and just make some more room here. I'll get rid of key results conversations. All right. So I'll go ahead and mark this guy, this first one, as a template. And then I will go through the flow here. So, right, it's got new from template. And of course, I just checked that one as a template. You could have any number of objectives serving as templates, but you can see the various attributes that are here. Of course, in this flow, I can add any number of attributes if I want to like help understand what these templates represent. But I'll go ahead and through the flow. So I've got a name, confidence score. This is all coming over. This information is pre-populated from the template. So I can go ahead and whoop, that's telling me that's a required field. And this is also telling me that's a required field. New OKR, and I'll set that to today. And just for, sorry, I'll set it there, and then I'll just give it a couple months just for things. And ID has been set to auto numbering, so that's a read-only field. So I just go ahead and create that, right? Standard flow. Now, let's go take a look at how I controlled, and once you do that, you land on the first module configured, right? Here's my new OKR, and of course, I copied over um, the second level objects, and it also copied over the third level objects, including to-dos, and I think there might have been an actual value there, yes. And of course, the various modules that were deployed. So how did I enable the template there? Let's take a look at the admin area one more time. We'll go into blueprints and we'll go add the objective here. Pick objective. And I'll go into my blueprint. I'll go into edit mode. And here's my create from template. That's a new area that's been enabled. And this is the same drag and drop behavior. You decide what fields you want to, what kind of data you want to capture when the new item is created. You'll notice that the description field is not available here for selection, and that's because it is a rich text attribute. And at this point in time, you can't include rich text, large string rich text attributes for any investment type on the create from template module. Well, how did I set the rules there to make those required fields? So I'm just going into rules, and I just used the standard rule capability, which has been extended to this area of the product. And I just said, required attribute start, name, and target. So that's basically how that was all set up. Standard business rule capabilities are now extended into the create from template area as well. Okay, so since we're here in the blueprint, let's talk about the new help text attribute capability. I'll pop back over to properties, and you can see something's been configured here. So this is a new attribute called help text that, like I said, is like tooltips on steroids that is available for every blueprint. So this is something you drag into position. You'll notice it's a rich text capability. And so you have lots of formatting, including images and links to external sources. So think of this as a tool to provide guidance to the end user to help them complete their job. In this scenario, it's, well, let's write up an objective, right? For example, and this is unique because unlike other attributes, I can only position it once, right? And then it's grayed out. The help text attribute, I can drop it and use it multiple times. So I'm just typing in who is responsible for the objective. That's, as far as helping a user identify who an owner is. And of course, I've got, rich text formatting, etc. So I've done that. I've just added this to it. As I mentioned in other sessions, there's a new capability in the rich text, which also applies here to help text, is inserting tables and images, right? So I'll go ahead and publish this. And so I'm done, and this turns into a read-only view, right? You can see the gray background. Of course, there's a link that's still here. It's accessible even when I'm in the blueprint. But let's go see this in action. So I'll go back to an objective. I'll go into this one here, and it's for the properties pages. And you'll see the end user experience. It tells me there's an information icon that, tells me there's something important here with some visuals. So I put in my text. There's a link here that I can use. It takes me out to wherever I want to send my user to help them, complete their offering. So that's very powerful to send them out. And you can see the one that I just added here to help someone define, who's responsible, right? So that is the help text attribute. I'm showing it in the context of OKRs, but it's a platform capability. And if you want to see more information on these last two topics, the create from template and the help text, make sure you check out the administration blueprint training topic. Okay, this concludes the OKR management session. Thank you for your time and have a great day.